Hello everyone, my name is Rini and I'm a mental health counselor. This video is part 2 of the topic of overthinking and managing anxiety. I recommend seeing part 1 of this video where I briefly talk about the process of overthinking and how it generates anxiety. Because in this video, which is part 2, I will specifically be addressing 6 ways or 6 things that you can do to avoid overthinking and managing anxiety during quarantine. So, without further ado, let's begin. Number 1, acceptance. All of us are in the same big boat right now and are experiencing a wide range of different yet similar emotions. The future is unpredictable and we have to accept the unlikely situation that we are in. Accept that there is something we can do to control the pandemic, like staying indoors and washing our hands. But we cannot control how the pandemic is changing our lives. So, whatever you're feeling right now, anxious, scared, frustrated, is justified and reasonable. So, the sooner we accept the situation that we are currently in, it becomes easier to adapt, learn, and define the new normal of everyday living. Number 2, identify and challenge negative thoughts. There are simple ways to identify your negative thoughts because they usually happen when you blame yourself, focus only on the bad things that happen to you, you glance in gloom over what is going to happen tomorrow, or when you use ultimatum phrases like, it will never change, or everything is ruined. So, whenever you find yourself thinking or having these negative thoughts, pause right there. I know it's very difficult to get off the overthinking train when we're on it, but trust me, with practice and intention, you can do it. So, once you're able to pause your negative thought, challenge it by asking some of these questions to yourself. Is there considerable proof to support my thoughts? Is everything really going to get ruined? What will I tell my family, siblings, or friends in this situation? If I look at this situation positively, how different does it look? The basic idea here is to know how to identify your negative thoughts and to replace them with more realistic statements like, I am in this unlikely situation, but it will not last forever. Or, I am stuck in this situation, but I will adapt to it and follow protocol. If you want to know more about how to challenge your negative thoughts or would like to practice it more, I have attached a link to a useful article in the description box below. And it's basically about 20 questions to challenge your negative thoughts. So check it out, give it a read, and let me know if it was helpful. Number 3, writing down your worries. So we are not 100% immune from overthinking and feeling anxious. So one good way to deal with it is to write down a list of your worries and at least one thing that you can actively do to manage it. If you're not a big fan of writing, that's absolutely fine. You can set aside a 15-minute thinking time in your day. So you get to think about your worries, feel anxious, but just for those 15 minutes. Then you actually spend 10 more minutes thinking about how you can actively manage your anxiety around it. So the idea behind this suggestion is that the more you try to avoid and suppress a negative thought, the more it will pop up and overwhelm you. But if you're able to confront your worries in a meaningful way, be it through writing or reflecting, you are actually and essentially checking off a major task off of your mental checklist. Number 4, focus on problem solving. So once you have learned to identify and challenge your negative thoughts, you can shift your focus towards solving the problems that arise from it. For example, knowing that you will have to stay in quarantine for another month is making you nervous. And because of this extreme nervousness, you are unable to sleep. So once you know the source of your worry, you can actually indulge in other things or activities to channelize your energy more productively. For example, coming up with a bedtime routine can be really helpful, like listening to your favorite music, reading a book, meditating, playing with your kids, or doing some light exercising before sleeping can be really helpful in distracting you from the problem and to focus more on brainstorming ways to come up with different solutions. Also, if you had written down your worries in a list or have had your 15-minute thinking time earlier in the day, you can tell yourself that, hey, I have dealt with this problem earlier in the day already, so I don't have to think about it right now. Number 5, practice mindfulness. So, mindfulness has become one of the most popular and effective techniques to reduce anxiety and overthinking, where we tend to either ruminate about a past event or overthink and worry about a future event or what will happen in the future. So, the concept of this practice is that you learn to stay in the present, in the here and now, without any judgment. It is similar to meditation, but can be much more engaging depending on your approach towards it. So, there are many 1 minute exercises that are suggested by experts. Some of these include deep breathing for 1 minute and grounding yourself by naming one of each thing that you can see, hear, taste, smell, and touch in that moment when you are practicing mindfulness. Or listening to a piece of music intently without judging its title, lyrics, or the genre, and simply focusing on the sound of the instruments, the vocals, and sensing the vibrations and other such nuances. There are other wonderful mindfulness apps that you can download on your phone for free and use guided meditation to relax your mind. Some of these include Headspace, Insight Timer, Aura, and Calm. Number 6, self care. I will be including this in all of my videos for sure, because taking care of yourself, both physically and mentally, is highly essential in reducing and managing your anxiety. In scary times like these, I would highly recommend not to binge watch the news. Yes, you must stay informed about the latest updates regarding the pandemic, but narrow down your source of information to only legitimate mediums. Exposing your already fragile minds to a plethora of data is definitely make you feel more overwhelmed and confused. So engage in other activities and things that you like so that you feel more relaxed. And like, for example, do a random family concert on video call or learn to hula hoop. You can also write down your idea of self-care, something that you have been doing or something that you would like to try out in the comment section below. I would love to try it out, and I'm pretty sure that our other viewers can also benefit from it. So, in a nutshell, right now, take life minute by minute. Do not plan anything for the next month or even for the next week, as that could be easily be very overwhelming. And I hope that you find this information helpful. Please let me know if you practice any of these 6 strategies and if it helped in managing your anxiety during this time. I have also included links and references made earlier in this video in the description box below. So feel free to explore those resources and let me know how you find it. So I will see you soon with another video. Until then, You take care and stay in.